Well, today offers Renshaw and Cavendish the chance to restore normal service with a win, although it's far from a certain sprint finish today. 189.5 kilometres from Arras to Amiens, and it might be the first day on which the favourites can relax a little and draw breath. It's classic breakaway versus sprinters terrain of the kind that used to make up most of the Tour's first week in years past. Ethics will have the responsibility of controlling the race in any case for Tony Martin, and if they make sure it's all together heading into the finish, it'll be up to their train to calibrate their final effort and give Mark Cavendish the lead out he needs.
And so far he's been knocking on the door of a stage victory.
Well, as we watch this at 3.8, the Australians will be pleased to know that Michael Matthews, who's suffered all day just off the back of the race with his injuries, has been announced as the most aggressive rider of the stage, and that's a tribute to the fact that he struggled through to the finish today. So well done to Michael there. As we pick up the action now, 3.5 kilometres out, the yellow jersey of Tony Martin. Now, once we're through 3 kilometres, Martin will get the time of this group if there was an accident, so he'll be safe and in yellow in 0.3 of a kilometre for today. Then they can concentrate on the win.
Etienne Quebecer over on the left-hand side, but look how organised on the right-hand side. You've got a big, long line of Ethics Quick-Step world champion Michael Kwiatkowski, yellow jersey Tony Martin lining up. Just behind them, you've got Mark Renshaw. The last rider in that line of riders is Mark Cavendish, and hovering on Mark Cavendish's slipstream is Alexander Kristoff in the red and white jersey, the big Norwegian. 18 victories so far this year.
Well, it's a long time since I've seen a world champion in his year of reign work so hard for teammates, but that's the way it's been with Kwiatkowski this year. He's done it on a daily basis. 2.9 kilometres to go. The yellow jersey is now safe on the shoulders of Tony Martin under the rules for tomorrow, as Etienne Quebecer are setting up at the front. How this African team has settled into its first Tour de France as Tyler Farrow drives at the front. They're thinking of the Norwegian champion Bosenhagen.
Well, this is how the lead-out train works. Look at this, Kwiatkowski, job done, world champion, slipping off, as we can start to see on the other side now, the right-hand side. Giant Alpecin trying to lead out their man, John Degenkolb, but they're leading Tony Martin in the yellow jersey, doing a phenomenal work around that corner, keeping again supremacy on the shoulders of Ethics Quick-Step.
He knows now he's safe in yellow. He can now apply the second part of his day, and that's to set this up as a pacemaker for Mark Cavendish, who sits fourth in the line. So far so good, but remember, I don't think Cavendish can move till 150 to go because of the wind.
Well, he can't, but you want one man to make a massive big lead out like this for as long as possible. Remember how in the last kilometres yesterday, Tony Martin jumped away like this to get himself the stage victory. Well, he's going to put a similar kind of effort, but they're now being challenged. The little flick of the wrist there was an indication I'm losing power. The power's going out of this. We're handing over supremacy now to Giant Alpecin, who are looking after their man, John Degenkolb. And right in the middle in the green is Andre Greipel.
Greipel has got onto the wheel of John Degenkolb at the moment and has just been sandwiched out a little bit there as they're running down a very good straight road. The Sprinter's Delight just below the picture is the 1 kilometre kite. The sprinters are coming to the front.
This is the moment when you start to panic. I don't want to get boxed in. I've got to find the door open here. And again, they've still got 3 riders from Ethics Quick-Step. The second rider in that line is Mark Renshaw. These 2 riders work very, very well together, but the control is currently on the shoulders of Giant Alpecin. They're looking after Degenkolb. Look at this now. You can start to see them winding a little bit up. Mark Cavendish is up into second position. He's going to wait for the move that will come from his own teammate. He's lost the wheel of Mark Renshaw. Renshaw's 2 riders in front of him.
Marcel Seberg is leading out here. Greipel is losing ground here to this pace. And we've got Renshaw, then we've got Cavendish. And it looks as though Greipel may find himself in a difficult position here. And the man freelancing around is Alexander Kristoff, trying to find a way through. He's the man who's won 18 races this year on the right of the road now. 500 metres to go. And Mark Cavendish, just look who was coming, and he saw it was Kristoff. Now Renshaw is still leading out, but they're running out of men. Ethics Quick-Step again are running out of men. Kristoff is in a perfect position. Renshaw has lost track of Mark Cavendish, who is on the right behind Edward Bosenhagen. And it's Kristoff going for the line this time. As he winds it up, Cavendish trying to open up the sprint here. Cavendish coming on the outside now. It's going to be desperately close as he runs up to the line. Christophe leading towards the line. Greipel coming with a rush on the left of the road. Andre Greipel in green has just got his second stage win, and he's going ahead in that green points jersey. He is on the tour of his life.
Well, I tell you one thing, that was unbelievable. You know, it all got very, very confusing. Look how far back that Andre Greipel came from. Mark Cavendish is opening up the sprint as he has done so many times in the past, but watch the man in the green, looks over to say, yeah, I've got this one. I've got the turbo whistling here this afternoon. Look at Sagan, though. Sagan comes up very quickly to pip them all and get himself second place, but Andre Greipel is the man of the moment.
And moments after he crossed the line, Greipel was seeking out teammates to thank, starting with Tony Gallopin. There's the result. Greipel from Sagan, the same 1-2 we saw in Zeeland, with Cavendish third, Alexander Kristoff fourth and Edvald Boasson-Hagen fifth. The first 65 riders all got the same time as the winner, and all the names you'd expect were in there.
Will you look at today's stage result and analyse the finish there? Is there anything you could point your finger at now and say you could have done that better?
Not without watching back, really. No, it was a bit chaotic. We were man short. I think Matteo, he's hurt his shoulders. He had to pull. Could have done with his speed at the end, but you know, he's injured. He couldn't really fight there in the end. So there's nothing. We'll take a look back and see if there's anything. But at the minute I was beaten, I went. I actually did quite a good sprint, and I was just beaten today by two other guys. So.
Yeah. Two very good sprinters, but they are guys who, week in, week out, you beat them. Is there a physical factor? Are you up 100%? Worked hard yesterday?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know. I think you're trying to get quotes out of me here. I'm just saying how it is, you know. I think it'd do well to maybe speak to Greipel, you know. He's the guy that won today, and I think instead of the news being unbeaten again, maybe write the news that Greipel won, you know. He's a phenomenal sprinter. He's in the green jersey. That's the second stage of the Tour de France he's won this year. So.
You're in the form of your life. This is such a strong tour for you.
Yeah, of course, I'm really happy about it, but also with the support of the team, and somehow you also need kind of luck. Today I was a bit boxed in, 300 meters, 250 meters to go, and somehow I could manage to get out there and launching my sprint.
So much of what you do as a sprinter is psychological as well, but it's clear to me that you totally believe in your ability and you're super confident now.
Yeah, I think I'm focused on my strength and also on my teammates. I trust them 100% to put me in the right position. And today with Tony Gallopin, Marcel Seebeck, Lars Bak, and Tim Wellens, I had 4 strong guys to put me in the right place. And big thanks to my teammates also for that.
And thanks to the greater loading of sprint points towards stage winners this year, Greipel already has a 32-point lead over Peter Sagan in the green jersey competition. Only one change in the standings tonight. Sagan's 6-second bonus for second place lifts him past Tony Gallopin and into fourth behind Martin, Froome and Van Garderen. 11 to 20 is a reprint from this morning. Well, for most of the stage, it looked as though Ethics Quick-Step's twin ambitions were going to dovetail perfectly, riding to keep Tony Martin in yellow, and then switching to lead-out duty in the final couple of kilometres, but one didn't quite lead to the other.
You got on the front, Tony, for Mark, with a couple of kilometres to go, and you strung things out, but after that, the picture seemed to get quite complicated in the sprint.
Yeah, just tried to make my job for Kev. I wanted to lead out him into the last or second last K and then just stay safe for the yellow. I could do this really well. I didn't took any risk for the yellow. Then I don't know how the final went. Just saw the final, the result now. Yeah, we have to speak now what went well, what went wrong, and then we will make it better the next days.
It was a miserable day for Orica Green Edge's Michael Matthews, who crashed and had to fight hard to get back on and finish in the large group of riders 14 minutes behind. He was given the Combativité Award for his efforts.